G'day legends, and Sean the Crybaby Strickland and Khamzat, I'll rip your bloody teeth out, mate, Chimaev, have been going at each other on Twitter because Dana White offered them both a title shot. And obviously, as we know now, Sean Strickland's the only one that is actually going to be getting his hands on that title next up. So they're pretty unhappy with each other, and they've had a solid back and forth, and we're going to break all that down and just look at the bloody drama today, boys. Now, firstly, let me just kick off by saying that I get the rematch getting made with DDP. I get it. Do I think Sean Strickland really deserves it after coming off one win that was a split decision over Paulo Costa? And let's face it, it was a boring-ass fight. And do we really want to have the kind of culture where we're just going to sit around and reward people for sitting out, right? Like Robert Whittaker can't believe he got away with that. But I don't like the fact that Sean Strickland was a champion. Yeah, he wasn't a dominant champion. He wasn't exactly like a multiple-time defending champion. But I don't like that Sean Strickland was a champion and had such a close fight with Dricus du Plessis and then didn't just get automatically gifted a title shot again. Because I think if you are a champion and you lose your belt by just the thinnest of margins, one judge's round on one scorecard, it sort of does go to show that like the real disputed champion of the world in that weight class, it is indeed disputed by a lot of people. Like DDP didn't win that by a large margin. So I think there should have been an automatic rematch. But having said that, Sean Strickland decided to just have one fight. Then he decided to just sit out. Khamzat Chimaev, certainly done. I mean, ripping out Robert Whittaker's teeth, I don't know how much more you want from a bloke. Either way, Dana White promised both the boys that they are going to be getting the title shot next. And it looks like we're going to be ending up with Sean Strickland next. Now, this has got nothing to do with Khamzat Chimaev not being able to be in Australia. He is going to be in Australia. In fact, there are even rumors circulating that he is going to be there at UFC 312 as the backup fighter, which is great because that means that he will be in the arena. There'll be a little bit of trash talking. Maybe there'll be some altercations between the two of them backstage, Khamzat and Strickland, if they are in the same building. But Khamzat Chimaev can absolutely be in Australia. So I think what is going on here is Dana White has gone, right, Sean Strickland next, and then Khamzat Chimaev after that. Maybe thinking that, Sean Strickland, DDP, is going to get DDP yet another win and give them more time to organize what the hell is going on in Africa, try and build a roof on one of their stadiums, so that way maybe there is a chance of doing DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev in Africa later in the year. That seems to be Dana White's big goal for 2025. So, Khamzat Chimaev popped off at Sean Strickland by posting this tasty photo here. Him just walking around with a bloody gun, mate, saying, "Where are you, Sean? Come and get me." You'd think that a guy like Sean Strickland would take this as like a bit of an invite, Let's go be boys. Let's go shoot some cans off a wall, sink some piss, have fun together. Sean, I know you like shooting. I like shooting. But no, Sean Strickland decided to take this personally as an attack and jump back in with a couple of tweets, right? Talking about how he loves how the cum shot, he loves how the cum shot will try and talk shit to him. You know what, a man, character level is fucking dog shit. Crypto scams, hoard yourself out to Kadyrov for cars, fled to the Middle East when his pimp hand got too strong. Stay in your lane, Swedish man. And this set Khamzat off. And Khamzat, he's essentially been clapping back at Sean Strickland every single day, just dropping one thing a day, really getting into the head of Sean Strickland. First of all, he drops this image of Sean Strickland just jabbing him, teeping his way across the octagon. Now, I can't play the entire image. It was a video on Twitter, and I can't play it because the UFC, not very nice to content creators when they try and show any footage inside the cage. But it's that classic image. We've all seen it. It's Sean Strickland just jab, tape, shell, jab, tape, shell, jab, tape, shell. What an exciting man. I can barely keep my eyes up. Then the next one he dropped was Diddy and Sean going, "Is this your father, brother? Is Diddy your father, brother? Did he do you, brother?" as well. Because like Sean's dad did him, and then Diddy did people Diddy. There's a lot of Diddy. Sean's dad did him, and then Diddy did other people. But I think Diddy used lube, and I don't know. I want to know what Sean's dad, but he can't. He thinks about it, and he gets very, poor Sean. And then continuing the line of zesty attacks, Khamzat Chimaev goes ahead and drops this photo of Sean Strickland. And I think he looks stunning, mate. I think he looks like Hercules. I think he looks bloody. Now I'm getting a bit Diddy. Look, Nothing wrong with the long hair look. All right, he looks good, mate. He's rocking it. Sean should go back to it. I'm not sure about the pose though. The pose is very zesty. John Jones would probably be interested in this. So Khamzat, he's going hard here with the daily attacks, right? He wants Sean Strickland. And I think this will eventually get to Sean Strickland, because if we were making like a MMA fighter crash out tier list, you could probably put Sean Strickland, Merab Dvalishvili, and John Jones in the top. You know what I mean? Like someone in the crowd, Merab walks by, they just go, boo! Merab goes, what you say, brother? We have to be a man, brother. You be a man. Don't you expect me? John Jones, right? Like Stipe Miocic just does any interview talking about his own life and how he's trying to be a good parent to his kids. And John Jones is like, he's talking about me. He's referring to how I'm not a good dad. Like John, no one talked about you, mate. No one mentioned you at all. He's coming at me personally. He's just talking about himself being a good dad. This ain't on you. And we know when it comes to Sean Strickland, if you say Happy Father's Day to Sean Strickland, he is running off crying. The guy is set off easily. I think Khamzat Chimaev is going to get in Sean Strickland's head, and I think it is going to build up and build up and build up and build up, and it's probably going to affect how Sean goes into this fight, because when people go in against Dricus du Plessis, they do sort of get, they get very, very emotional, and now he's going to have Dricus du Plessis making your dad jokes, and then he's going to have Khamzat making your dad jokes, and it is going to set Strickland off, and I swear, he is going to erupt and jab and tape so hard you won't be able to believe the kind of output he has. He might, if you guys are gambling, I'd be looking at a money line of maybe 10 to 15 strikes thrown per round. I'm serious. He might really turn up the jabbing and taping. What I find so interesting here is how Sean Strickland is suddenly going after Khamzat Chimaev now that they are opposed against each other, going for the same belt. Like Khamzat knew Ramazan Kadyrov back when him and Sean Strickland were training partners. And they were very friendly with each other. They were mates with each other. There's photos and videos of them at the same training camp. There's videos of Sean Strickland telling Khamzat to just go easy on the other fighters. And, we know you're the best in here, man. You don't have to do that. So when they were in different weight classes and at the same gym, Sean, King of Morality Strickland, the guy who wears a t-shirt and says, get all women back in the kitchen, the guy who goes, I believe in freedom, but ban their burqas. They're not allowed to wear what they want to wear. Bikinis only. That morality guy, Sean Strickland. Now he seems to have a real big problem with Khamzat Chimaev. And when it comes to their little Twitter war with each other, they seem like a perfect yin-yang, these two people. Like Sean Strickland, he's got these big, meaty paragraphs wanting to go after everything Khamzat Chimaev has ever done in his entire life. There's a lot of yapping coming out of Sean Strickland. But then when he is in the cage, there is that infamous jab, jab, tape, tape. And then when you look at Khamzat Chimaev, it's very little. It's just a photo here, a photo there. But you put him in the cage, and he gets insulted if a fight goes to a decision. He hates fights going to a decision. If he doesn't finish a fight in the first round, it pisses him off even more. So you've got very little talk. You're not smash, brother. Smack, kill you, brother. You got very little talk from Khamzat Chimaev. But then when he's in the cage, he's ripping people's teeth out. And then Sean Strickland, you've got a whole lot of rambling about being a big, tough guy. But then when he gets in the cage, it's very... See how this ends up. Is it ever going to culminate? We'll see how this fight ends up. Is it ever going to culminate in a fight? We don't know. When it comes to DDP versus Sean Strickland, I do believe that Sean Strickland easily loses that rematch. Easily loses it. I think Sean Strickland's style sort of shocks people the first time they're in there with him. And DDP is an excellent master gamer, master planner of a fight. So now that it is going to be a rematch and DDP has faced Sean before, I think DDP, you know what? This whole video about breaking down Sean Strickland and DDP, that's a whole other video. I think DDP runs through Sean Strickland. Now, when it comes to DDP versus Khamzat Chimaev, which will be the next one up after that, I don't know yet. Maybe you could let me know down in the comments. What do you think is going to be next for that? How do you think that fight is going to go? Because I don't know who is going to win that fight. I truly don't. I need to think about it more before I make a prediction on that one. But let's say, for argument's sake, that Khamzat Chimaev beats DDP. I don't think Sean Strickland's working his way back up to a title again. I don't know if he's got the fire in him to be able to do it. And if Khamzat Chimaev loses to DDP, well, then they're both losing to the same guy. They're both in the same division. That is probably the best bet. So if we really want to see Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland in a cage in 2025, late 2025, early 2026, we need to hope that they both lose to DDP, because if Khamzat Chimaev has got the belt, I don't think Sean Strickland is going to be fighting. But who knows? That is going to be the classic Dana White. We're just going to have to see how things play out. Hopefully, the best that we can hope for is that Khamzat Chimaev is in Australia as the backup fighter, and that way Sean Strickland is taking it on both ends. Grow your hair out again, Sean. You know what I'm saying? Because you're going to have DDP on one end and Khamzat Chimaev on the other end. That is a world of pain for you, mate. Bring Theo Vaughn so you have somebody to talk to. But that is all for today. You let me know down there in the comments. DDP versus Sean Strickland. Who are you going to be picking? Sean Strickland versus Khamzat Chimaev. Who would win that fight? If this is your first time here, g'day. My name is Dougie. I make an MMA video every single day of the week. I try and go live about 3 times a week as well. So if you want to know when I go live, you have to hit that notification bell so you get notified when I click live because it's at different times. It's around the same time. It's around the same. But, you know, I'm not putting out any schedule. So hit that notification bell. And if you're on board with the channel and you want to see more content, hit that like button to help this channel grow. And until then, you guys have yourselves a great day. I'll see you all in the next video.